This is the showdown of a lifetime.
Go! I'm in heaven. Let's go.
Everything's in place.
This is going to be insane.
How exciting is this?
Really anything could happen.
Before that resolves,
We got a stack.
she's off to a good start.
He's gonna be a big problem.
Yeah, baby!
I'm very afraid of whatever he has coming out of his hand.
He's firmly in the lead in this game now.
In response.
No. What do you mean in response?
What is this card?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Game Nights. This show is brought to you by Wizards of the Coast.
On this episode, we are playing with the brand new super powerful cards from Modern Horizons 3.
Oh, yeah.
I almost called it Commander Masters 3.
Oh, almost.
Yeah, it's very similar. And we have a really exciting guest on this one.
Yeah, all the way from Saturday Night Live, it's Andrew Dismukes.
Yes, very fun to have an SNL cast member on this episode.
So cool.
We also have another comedian on this episode. It's Rachel Weeks.
Oh, I thought you were going to say me.
Oh, yes, we have two other comedians
there we
also,
go.
Jimmy and Josh.
Us, yeah.
We're definitely almost as funny as those other people.
Yeah, on our comedy podcast.
If you want to get your hands on any of the cards from Modern Horizons 3 or any Magic cards at all, just go to cardkingdom.com/command. That is the best place to go to pick up your Magic singles, product, anything at all. This set looks insane.
Yep.
If you haven't seen the new Eldrazi, if you haven't seen all the new quote-unquote free spells for every single color, there's a lot here to love. cardkingdom.com/command is the best place to go to get all that stuff. And also, we love them because they have a huge inventory. They have every card you're going to be looking for. If you're building a brand new deck, like I do for a lot of new sets, it's great to be able to add all those cards to a cart and hit checkout and get all the cards in your mailbox in one convenient package. So again, cardkingdom.com/command, the place we go to get all of our cards for all of our game show and personal collections.
And when you get those cards, you got to keep them protected. So protect them how we do it at ultrapro.com/command. They have all of the official licensed Magic art. And when it comes to a big set like this one, they've got all the brand new commanders, a lot of the legendary creatures, some of the beautiful art from the lands on playmats, deck boxes, sleeves, and more. So if you want to get your hands on any of that or anything else from Ultra Pro's history, long history of Magic stuff, go to ultrapro.com/command. They are the best in the biz. Josh and myself, we've been trusting them for over a decade now to protect our cards. I have all of my cards inside their amazing binders. They've got these great 4-row binders that you can't find anywhere else, and I love it. And in all the special colors, as well as these brand new Apex sleeves. Now, with every single new set, they're going to have special sleeves.
Oh, if you haven't tried out the Apex sleeves, the shuffle is amazing.
Yeah, they're great. And they've really taken a long time to master this technology. And you can find it at ultrapro.com/command. And they have great deals all the time. So if you're looking to bundle a bunch of stuff together and get it all in one fell swoop, the place to go, and especially if they got some great discounts going, is ultrapro.com/command.
And of course, the final way to support all of our content is directly if you go to patreon.com/command zone. Patrons get all kinds of cool perks, like getting to watch game nights and extra turns earlier than the general public, though. You get to watch it before everyone else, so they're not even watching this right now. They've already seen it.
Nice.
Also, they get to chat with Jimmy and I on our Discord. We have exclusive content, a whole show called Turn Talk you can only watch on Patreon. So if you'd like to support us, patreon.com/command zone. We appreciate everybody that joins our community.
And one more thing, a really exciting opportunity. If you've ever wanted to work with the Command Zone, now is your opportunity. We are currently hiring. You can check out all of the details about that position in the show notes below.
Yeah, check that job listing. There's a link in the show notes. Okay, Having said all of that, I guess not live, previously recorded from Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, on whatever night of the week you happen to be watching, that's...
Night with a K.
With a K. Let's play some games.
It's game night with Josh Lee Kwai, Jimmy Wong, Rachel Weeks, with special guest Andrew Dismukes. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Wong.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Game Night's Modern Horizons 3 edition.
We have a really awesome guest on this one who you might recognize from a very specific night of the week.
What's up, everybody? I'm Andrew. You may know me from Saturday Night Live or see me playing Magic elsewhere out there on YouTube. I'm really excited to be on Game Nights. This is one of my favorite channels on the internet, and I can't wait to get out there and play some Magic.
I'm so excited to get to play with Andrew. Comedians are always so much fun to play Commander with, especially because today we're playing with the new cards from Modern Horizons 3.
This set is packed with all the things we know and love from Modern Horizons of the past.
You've got powerful multi-format staples,
Support for popular themes like energy and Eldrazi.
A cycle of spicy new free spells.
and a ton of great reprints, including the Ally Fetch lands.
This might be called a modern set, but Commander players are gonna love it.
The deck I built is Arna, Sky Captain.
Take to the skies!
This deck is loaded up with equipment, especially ones with enter the battlefield effects. That way, when my commander lets me copy them, I can get tons of value and even go wide with tricks like Living Weapon. With an army of creatures holding 5 swords apiece, I'll slash my opponent's life totals to 0.
The commander I'll be playing today is Ulalek, Fused Atrocity. I built this as a Teamer Eldrazi deck packed with new cards from Modern Horizons 3. Whenever I cast an Eldrazi, my commander can copy basically the entire stack. So I've got plenty of high value cast triggers and big spaghetti monsters to double up with that ability. If I can ramp to a titanic finisher, I'll annihilate the table in no time.
And my commander seems pretty Disa. Disa the Relentless.
When the frost bites, fight back harder.
My commander makes actual Tarmogoyfs when I connect in combat. So I've got cheap evasive creatures to make sure I get through. Plus, plenty of self-mill to help my Lurgoyfs get swole. Once I start swinging, we'll see if this old modern all-star can secure a win in Commander.
And my deck is built around Genku Future Shaper.
Your destiny is yet to be written.
My commander creates powerful tokens whenever permanents leave the battlefield. So I plan to make that happen with sacrifice abilities, plus plenty of blink and flicker to protect my key pieces, all while growing my board. If I can control the table and keep myself untouchable, I foresee a great victory in my future.
All right, let's fight.
The Eldrazi rise again.
All right, Genku, about to wreck you.
What does the Goyf say?
Welcome to the table, everyone. As always, it's time to reveal our Ultra Pro playmats.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Well, Andrew, it is your first time on the show, so we all know what that means. Rachel, would you like to do the honors?
Of course,
go.
time for ritual beheading. I dub thee, Sir Andrew.
Arise!
Arise.
Sir Andrew, Lord of this Saturday night.
That's right.
With a K.
Well, there's only one thing left to do before we play, everybody. Welcome to Game Nights. Only one may stand. All right, everyone ready?
Let's do it.
Let's play. Draw my card for the turn. I will play a Stomping Ground tapped and pass to you, Josh.
All right, I'm gonna play a Plains, and then I have a turn 1 play. It is Skull Clamp.
Ooh.
Nice.
Pass the turn. This is probably the best card in my deck, and I normally wouldn't like showing it to my opponents because it opens it up to removal, but I know what my turn 2, 3, and 4 play is, so I'm just gonna play it out and hope it sticks around.
All right, I'll play Godless Shrine tapped, and I'll pass the turn.
Plain and safe. I'll draw. I'm gonna play an Underground Mortuary, and when it enters, I will surveil 1. I'll leave that on top. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Okay, I will draw. I will play Misty Rainforest as my land for turn.
Yep.
I'll immediately crack it. I will search my library and find a Breeding Pool. That's gonna enter the battlefield untapped, so I'm gonna lose 3 life in total, going to 37. And then I'm going to play a Mind Stone.
Nice.
My commander is 5 colors, but I'm actually only running a 3-color shell inside, which means if I do want to cast my commander at any time, I'll need to be able to create 2 colorless mana. This mana rock gets me halfway there. Pass that turn.
All right, I will draw. I'm gonna play a second Plains, and then I'll foretell that card.
Whoa, what?
Foretell lets Josh save a little bit of mana early so we can cast a spell cheaper late.
What is it, Doomscar?
You'll have no idea what that could be.
A secret?
Secret, yeah.
He's in blue and white. There's a lot of options.
My bet, this card is Doomscar, a really efficient board wipe.
This could be the counter spell. This could be basically anything.
We'll see what it is. Maybe it'll come into play later on.
Pass the turn.
All right, cool. I will draw. I'll play Morphic Pool. I will tap 2, and then I will play Fairy Mastermind.
Oh, that card's good.
It's good against Skull Clamp.
Yeah, please use that at will.
I mean, I already have Skull Clamp on the table, which I'm hoping to use a lot this game. So Andrew's likely to get a bunch of value just from me alone.
Every time I play Fairy Mastermind and Commander, it usually goes off pretty strong. Couldn't be a better start for your boy. And I will pass the turn.
All right, I will untap, draw for turn. I will play a Luxury Suite, and then I'm gonna cast a Mulch.
Nice.
My deck isn't a graveyard strategy per se, but it benefits when I have a larger graveyard. Lands go to my hand, everything else goes to the bin.
Anything she can put in there gives her all her goyfs +1/+1. The creatures in Rachel's deck care about these card types, and there are 9 that exist in Magic. There are lands, creatures, instants, sorceries, enchantments, artifacts, planeswalkers, kindred, and battles.
I'm working up to having every card type in the graveyard so that all of my goyfs are as powerful as possible. I will reveal the top 4 cards in my library, and they are Wooded Foothills, Zeotor's Proving Ground, a Bitter Blossom, and a Mountain.
Oh, that's sweet.
Pretty good. I'm gonna draw
good.
all those lands. And Bitter Blossom goes to the bin. All right, I'm gonna move to my end step, and I have 9 cards in my hand, so I'm gonna discard 2 cards to clean up.
How many different types do you have in there now?
I have 4.
It's turn 2, she's already given all her goyfs +4/+4.
Nice.
Well, I don't see no goyfs yet, so.
Yeah, she probably won't make
Can't
any.
imagine I'll make a single
Nah.
goyf. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Now that Rachel has 4 card types in her graveyard, her stuff's likely to start off big right when it hits the table. She's off to a good start.
All right, I will play a Wooded Foothills as my land for turn, and then I'm gonna play an Urza's Incubator. And I'm gonna name Eldrazi as my creature type.
Big surprise.
Big surprise.
Why would you do that?
If there's one thing that's better than mana rocks, it is mana reducers.
It's not going to reduce the casting cost of his commander, but it will reduce the cost of a lot of Eldrazi's in his hand.
It sets up Jimmy pretty well. I'm very afraid of whatever he has coming out of his hand.
All right, I'll pass turn to you, Josh.
Okay, untap. I will draw. I will play a Ghost Town, and then I'll tap 3, and I will play a Tokasia's Welcome.
Oh, nice. Okay, some card draw.
I'm feeling really good about my start. I've played 3 setup plays in a row. Next turn, I play my commander, and if I can make a token, I'm gonna be able to get the ball rolling right away. Pass the turn.
Alrighty, I'll untap and I will draw. I will play a Darkar Wastes. I will play Arcane Signet.
Classic.
And I will cast the Ledger Shredder for 2.
Ooh, cool.
Get some conniving.
It's possible that this card and Fairy Mastermind are the 2 best 2-mana flyers in Commander. Andrew just played them back to back.
Right now I feel like everything's just firing on all cylinders. I'll pass my turn.
I'm going to immediately cast 2 spells.
Let's go.
I will draw for turn. I'm going to play a Rockfall Veil, and then I know I'm supposed to make tokens of this guy, but I really just want to cast Tarmogoyf in Commander.
Wow, look at him. He's here.
Tarmogoyf.
It's a 4/5.
Mana 4/5. Beat that. How can you do it?
Pretty good.
Tarmogoyf is a modern icon, so I'm so excited to be playing it here in Commander because it's never been all that good in our format, but he's gonna be able to attack and hopefully make me even more Tarmogoyfs. I'm gonna follow it up. I am gonna cast a second spell, Ignoble Hierarch.
That will trigger my Ledger Shredder, and I will connive. I'll discard Shimmer Dragon, and it will become a 2/4.
It begins.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jimmy.
All right, on your end step, Rachel, I'm gonna crack my Wooded Foothills, and I'm gonna search my library and find a Ketria Triome, which enters the battlefield tapped. And I'll pay 1 life, go into 36. And then I will untap and draw for turn. All right, I'm going to tap for 2 mana because of the reduction on the Urza's Incubator, and I'm gonna cast a new card, Sowing Mycospawn.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna search and find an Eye of Ugin, which makes my colorless Eldrazi spells cost 2 less to cast.
Well, that's bad.
Any land? Any land?
On top of Urza's Incubator, that's 4 less.
Oh, God. So now all of Jimmy's Eldrazi's cost 4 less to cast?
He can cast, maybe 2 6-drops or 2 7-drops or 2 8-drops in a turn pretty soon.
The mana I was saving before was nice, but the mana I'm saving now is going to be insane. How exciting is this?
We are popping off.
And then I will cast my second spell this turn. It's a Sylvan Library.
Yeah.
The card draw from Sylvan Library is great for Mike, Fairy Mastermind, but now he's got cost reduction and he's getting cards in hand.
He's gonna be a big problem.
When you cast that, Ledger Shredder will trigger. I'll draw. I'll discard Felwar Stone, and my Ledger Shredder will become a 3/5.
All right, that is gonna do it for me. Pass turn to you, Josh.
Did you miss your land drop?
I did miss my land drop, but I kind of got another land. But I missed my land drop.
So Jimmy passes the turn here, and I can't help but notice that he misses his land drop, which I would normally feel better about, except I kept a kind of sketchy opening hand. I'm just realizing I kept a hand with no blue in it. I have no blue mana, and I want to cast my commander on curve because all my setup plays are kind of predicated on that. I mean, the Magic Gods couldn't have two of us miss our land drop, right?
I can't imagine.
Oh, the first night.
Can't imagine that.
So I really need to draw like an island or something. Otherwise, I'm going to be in pretty bad shape. Come on, please. Thank you.
Never punish.
All right, I'm going to play a Fabled Passage.
Oh, the best.
Nice. Nice.
Never didn't have it. No problem. Sketchy hands, easy. If I didn't hit that, I literally do nothing this turn. But it all ended up fine, and no one will ever know that was almost really stupid. All right, I'm going to crack my Fabled Passage, and I will search my library for an island, and I will put that onto the battlefield, untapped because it is my fourth land. And then I will cast my commander, Genku, Future Shaper.
Reality is what I make it.
Ooh. Josh's commander has value stapled all over it.
He's gonna get incidental tokens to get card draw, either from the Takasia's Welcome or the Skull Clamp.
Everything's in place. Next turn, I'm gonna actually be able to start making moves. And that's all I can do, Andrew. Take it away.
Alrighty, I will untap. I'll draw. I will play a Plains for turn. And then I will play Pure Steel Paladin. Ooh. Equipment enters, I get to draw.
There are a lot of different ways that Andrew could have built his deck, and it looks like he's definitely gonna have a nice focus on equipment here. Once Metalcraft is on, being able to equip stuff for 0 is gonna be really important for him.
It's not online yet, but soon it will be. I'll lose 1 life to a Dark-Heart Waste, go down to 39. Then I will tap 3, and I will play Sword of Fire and Ice. Unfortunately, Metalcraft is not activated yet, so I will not be able to equip it for free.
Unfortunately for some. Yeah, this is a scary piece of equipment, especially if Andrew's able to start copying it.
Best case scenario for me is I get my commander out and I start swinging and making more and more swords till I got so many swords I can't even count. 1 sword, 2 sword, 3 sword, 4 sword. Sorry. So on the cast, Ledger Shredder will trigger. I will draw. I will discard Chain of Vapor. Ledger Shredder will get a +1/+1. And then I will draw for Pure Steel Paladin.
Pretty good.
Every single thing on your board right now, save your Arcane Signet, draws magic card.
Yeah, right.
Jimmy may look like the scariest player here, but I'm really concerned about Andrew because he has so much card advantage on the board.
All right, I'll move to combat. I think I'll swing at Jimmy.
Okay.
For 4 in the air.
I'll take 4 and go to 32.
Get shredded.
And I will pass the turn.
All right, I will untap and I will draw for turn. Okay, I will cast Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor.
Oh, nice.
Card draw for everybody. I'm behind on board right now, but Gix is a great solution because it's gonna give me some card advantage when I hit my opponents, and it's gonna encourage my opponents to leave me alone for a little bit while I get set up. Then I'm gonna go to combat. Andrew, I will attack you with my Tarmogoyf. It gets +1/+1 from Exalted, so it's a 5/6.
Ooh. I will take the 5.
It's just like Rachel, who would just be swinging with a 5/6 earlier.
Yeah, 2 mana 5/6. I'm a happy camper. When it connects, I'm gonna pay 1 life to draw a card with Gix, going to 39.
That will trigger Fairy Mastermind. I will draw.
Oh my god. From there, I think I'm gonna pass the turn. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Okay.
Give me a land.
You got Sylvan Library. How could you miss?
I hope not. I'm really happy for Sylvan Library. It lets me look at the top 3 cards of my library, and for sure, there's gonna be a land there, right? What are the chances of it not being there? So I'm going to draw 2 additional cards.
Fairy Mastermind will trigger, and I will draw as well.
Oh, Josh.
Our Sylvan Library.
Exactly.
Did you miss?
I missed.
Jimmy!
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a pretty deep dig to not get anything.
Only Jimmy could pull this off. Jeez Louise.
Why are we so upset? I'm very glad that Jimmy did not find land. He's already got cost reduction going on. He does not need more mana at his disposal.
Okay, so I will have to keep both of these to hopefully draw a land here. I'm gonna take 8 damage and go to 24. So I don't see any lands, which is a bummer, because if there was, I would have a very specific line of plays I would be doing here.
You got any card draw in there?
Yeah, but it's not great. But because it's not there, I'm gonna have to change around everything about this turn just to try and hit that land drop. First things first, I'm gonna tap for 2 mana, thanks to the double mana reduction, and I'm gonna cast a Deep Fathom Skulker.
Wow.
It's a 4/4, whenever a creature I control deals combat damage to a player, I can draw a card.
A 2 mana 6-drop, huh?
Yeah.
Yo.
I'm gonna go to combat, and Andrew, I am gonna attack you with this Sowing Mycospawn for 3.
Yeah, I will not block, and I will take the 3, going down to 31.
Okay. On damage, there will be 2 triggers. The Deep Fathom Skulker will allow me to draw a card. Come on.
Oh no.
And then there's a Gix trigger from Rachel, so I will pay 1 life and draw another card, which is definitely a land.
Yeah, baby!
You had to see
5 cards, but he overcame his branding.
That's what it's like to be me, man. It took me 5 cards off the top of my deck before I finally hit a land drop, but I did it.
13 life later.
So no comments, please. No comments. Okay, now I'm feeling better about my life.
Until next turn when we do the same thing again.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna slow
For
it
sure,
down
it's like
now.
6 lands in a row now.
Yeah, oh, that'd be great. I'm down with that. Okay, so again, because of my mana reduction, I'll tap 1 red and I'll cast a Barrage Tyrant.
You can fling stuff?
Yeah.
This type of card is tough to play against because you kind of always got to be like, Jimmy, how much mana do you have available? Are you going to be able to just kill for fun anything that I play? Or maybe me at some point in the game. Eldrazi are big and will represent a ton of damage when he chucks them at you. So just something we're going to all have to keep in mind.
Ledger Shredder will trigger, I'll draw. I'll toss Danitha Capuchin. Ledger Shredder will get another +1/+1.
And then I will tap a green and a blue, and I will play the Snapping Voidcraw. Ooh. That's gonna do it for me. I'll pass turn to you, Josh.
I have Ugin. What a card.
Especially combined with the Urza's Incubator.
What do you cast? 6, 11, 14 mana worth of stuff that turn?
Yeah,
Everything
with 5
fine.
mana.
Everything's
So
fine.
9 extra mana was gained.
I think one of the biggest indicators of who's going to win a game of Commander is just how much mana they have access to. And Jimmy's way up there. His next turn or the turn after that, those are going to be really scary. We just have to kind of be ready to deal with them. All right, I am going to tap 3, and I'm going to play Savine's Reclamation. Now I'm going to get this Fabled Passage in my graveyard back to the battlefield.
Sweet.
And then I'm going to crack the Fabled Passage, and I will search my library for an island, put that onto the battlefield, untapped, and that was a permanent leaving my battlefield. So Genku will trigger, and I will choose to create a 1/1 black rat with lifelink.
Sure.
If Josh is picking the rat here, that means that there's only one thing he's gonna do. Put a skull clamp on that rat.
Listen, I'm gonna do the thing that's gonna draw me the most cards almost every time, right?
Poor thing.
That will trigger Takashi's Welcome, and I will draw.
That will trigger Fairy Mastermind.
Yep.
I will draw.
Everybody's drawing so many cards.
Yeah.
And then I will pay 1, and I will equip my Skull Clamp to this cute rat.
No!
Man with a family.
You look at him in
boy.
the eyes.
He's got a shirt on, he's got pants on.
Yeah.
And now a hat.
And now a hat.
Yeah. I'm just trying to complete his outfit. Yeah. All right, the rat will die,
Rough.
and I will draw 2. And then I will tap 2, and I'm gonna play Seal of Cleansing.
Ooh. There are a lot of good targets for Josh's card here. Hopefully he's not looking at me and more over at the guy that's playing swords and creatures that can equip those swords.
Not too excited to see that. Gonna have to play around this a little bit. Ledger Shredder, draw. I'll pitch Hallowed Fountain, so I will not get a +1/+1.
Okay, and then I will pass the turn.
Untap, I'll draw. I will play Talisman of Dominance. And then Metalcraft is now active.
Oh, nice. This talisman gives Andrew his 3rd artifact. So now that Metalcraft on his Pure Steel Paladin is online, and he can equip his stuff for free. And that's kind of the most important thing about this.
Sword of Fire and Ice will equip for 0
Sick.
onto the Ledger Shredder. Then I'll play my lovely commander,
Oh no.
Arna Kinnerud, Sky Captain.
Take to the skies!
So now whenever you attack, you double the counters and double anything attached to it?
Yeah, including these sort of fire and ice.
Wowee. Now that Andrew's commander is out, every single thing on this board now looks terrifying. He's gonna double the counters on the Ledger Shredder. He's gonna double any equipment attached to it.
I'm very excited to start swinging in with some swords. All right, I'll move to combat.
One thing I just make sure I throw in there before Andrew goes to attack is that I will destroy the Sword of Fire and Ice. I'll destroy the Sword of Fire and Ice.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right, he has a seal cleansing.
that's right.
So my hope is that'll incentivize him to, look elsewhere.
Now who do you attack?
Well, with that in mind, I think I'll swing at Jimmy.
Okay.
On attack, Anna Kinnareed will trigger. Ledger Shredder will get 4 more counters. And I will make a second Sword of Fire and Ice. When that enters, it'll trigger my Pure Steel Paladin, and I will draw.
Not ideal, I will say.
Crap, dude.
So Jimmy, that is 13 in the air coming at you.
God.
Wow, I know what I'm not doing every Saturday night from now on.
Wow.
We need the viewers, man. Ratings are everything, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna lower my rating by 13 points here. I'm gonna go to 10.
Yikes.
Andrew has single-handedly made it so that I can no longer really use my Sylvan Library. At 10 life, he can threaten to kill me at any point. I got off to a really powerful start, but now I feel like I just completely halted in my tracks, and now Andrew's gonna take over the game.
Both my Sword of Fire and Ices will trigger. I'll deal 2 to the Hierarch, and I'll deal 2 to Josh's face. Just by swinging at Jimmy, I've buffed my Ledger Shredder, doubled my swords, and I got some more draw. I'm in heaven.
Before I lose my Hierarch, I have a response. I'm gonna tap 2, and I'm gonna cast a Shieldred's Edict.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna have each opponent sacrifice a non-token creature. I'm casting this here because I feel like I have to use my mana efficiently, but it really doesn't do what I want it to do.
I'm okay with this.
I'm not okay with this. Yeah, it doesn't do a ton to Jimmy and Andrew because they have a whole bunch of creatures on their boards that aren't tokens. I don't. My only creature is my commander. It sucks. Okay, before that resolves.
We got a stack.
Yeah, I'm going to sacrifice the Seal of Cleansing, and I'm going to destroy the non-token Sword of Fire and Ice.
That will get blasted.
That is a permanent leaving my battlefield, so Genku will trigger, and I will make another 1/1 rat. I think the Urza's Incubator is probably the best target for me, but Jimmy just got knocked down to 10, and Andrew feels pretty far ahead, so that's why I removed the sword, even though he's got a second one. Takashi's Welcome will trigger, I will draw. And now we all sacrifice a non-token creature?
Yep.
Well, my opponents do.
Yep.
I will sacrifice my Sowing Mycospawn.
I have no choice, I will sacrifice my commander.
I will sacrifice my Fairy Mastermind.
Somehow that's drawing you the least cards.
Exactly.
Of all the things.
That's crazy.
All right, now my Ignoble Hierarch will take 2 damage and also go to the graveyard.
And I will take 2 damage and go to 38.
Okay, so I will draw 2 cards from my 2 swords. And then there is a Gix trigger. I will pay the 1, go into 30, and I will draw another card.
Okay, stack is clear. We did it!
Yay. I, however, am not in the clear.
Yeah, that sucked.
All in all, things are going great. My sword got dropped, so I'm not going to be making more copies of that, but I've got a lot of value on the board. I just did a massive amount of damage to my biggest threat, so I'm feeling very good right now. And I will pass the turn.
I will untap and I will draw for turn. First, I'm going to cast a Mindcrank.
Oh, mill.
A little mill, make sure my Goyfs are as big as they can possibly be.
Rachel hasn't done much this game, and this card also doesn't do much. It makes all of her creatures much bigger and scarier, but just seeing what's happening around the table, I don't think that's gonna make much of an impact here.
Well, that was a terrifying turn, Andrew. This Tarmogoyf doesn't care for you. I'm gonna go to combat, and I'm once again gonna attack you with Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf checks, types in all graveyards.
So there's no planeswalkers and no battles. So it's a 7/8 now?
Yep.
Ooh, I will take it. Down to 24.
When that connects, I am gonna pay 1 to draw a card with Gix.
Yep.
When you lose life, you're gonna mill to this Mindcrank.
I will mill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
No planeswalkers, no battles. Sad Tarmogoyf.
Probably those 2 are gonna be tough.
All right, that is all I got. I'll pass to you, Jimmy.
Okay. On my draw step, Sylvan Library will trigger, so I will draw 2 additional cards off the top of my library.
No more Fairy Mastermind.
I'm only going to keep the top card and not pay any to Sylvan Library.
You don't want to pay 40% of your life for
Not
one?
yet. Or 80%. It could have been 80. Yeah, super worth.
That'd be the most Jimmy move ever.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to cast my commander, Ulalek, Fused Atrocity. Oh.
Cool.
Right now, I'm at a really low life total. Andrew's definitely still looking right at me with his creatures, but I have a plan. And then I am going to go to combat, and Josh, I'm gonna swing at you with my Deep Fathom Skulker for 4 damage.
Okay, I will not block. I will take 4 and go to 34.
There's a Gix trigger and a Deep Fathom Skulker trigger. I'll draw for Deep Fathom Skulker, and I'm not gonna pay the 1 life to draw for Gix. I'm just gonna chill. That's 10% of my life total at this point.
When you lose life, Josh, Mindcrank will trigger and you mill 4 cards.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Notably, one of them is a battle.
Yeah! Incredible.
That's pretty funny.
Tarmogoyf. The growth.
So I hit a battle. We're up to 8 out of 9 card types.
I really hope somebody hits a Planeswalker, so I will have reached maximum goifage.
And I'm gonna inconspicuously leave 3 mana up and pass turn to Josh.
So that Ledger Shredder is a lethal threat to him, but my assumption is he has an answer or 2 because he doesn't seem super worried. Just do it on the end step, okay? He's in blue, so don't wait for like an untap and some.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
Jimmy, he's gonna be forced to deal with it. And I kind of don't have to do anything about it. All right, I will untap. Just don't be reckless is all I'm saying.
Thank you.
I will draw. I don't have a lot of choices, I don't think, here, because none of my cards do a lot without my commander out. So I will recast Genku Future Shaper.
Sup.
Then I will play my land for turn, which is a Marsh Flats.
Nice.
Double sup.
I will immediately crack it. I will lose 1 life going to 33, which means I will mill a card from the Mindcrank. It's a Trouble in Pairs. Then I will search my library for a Plains. I'll put that onto the battlefield. That will trigger my commander, and I will make another 1/1 rat.
Sweet.
Tocasio's Welcome will trigger when that enters. I will draw. And then I will pay 1, and I will Skull Clamp the new rat.
Aw, buddy.
Just got here, Josh.
He also has a family.
And when that dies, I will draw 2. And then Andrew, it's your turn.
Hold up. On your end step.
No.
Well, let's turn that into a yes, Andrew.
Oh, really?
I have a bounce spell that can get rid of your Ledger Shredder or your commander or that sword. But how about we spend a turn where you swing at everyone else and I'll use that bounce spell on something on their boards.
Whoa. I was not ready for that.
Jimmy, you're supposed to take care of the scary player, not team up with them.
Just not attack me. Come on, Andrew, it's a great deal.
I think
Don't think about it, just take the deal.
that sounds.
What is going on right now?
All right, game time. What's everybody playing?
I got my Blink deck with Aminatu, the Fate Shifter.
Whoa, cool figurine.
I've got Mono Red Burn with Chandra.
Nice.
Okay, Merv and I didn't know we were supposed to bring mascots.
I brought Doretti.
What? Where'd you get all these? I want one.
They're the Lilith Walkers from Gatherer's Tavern, an independent collectible company dedicated to giving MTG fans exciting new ways to show off their love of the game.
There are 5 different models based on cards from the Lilith Walker's secret lair, each sculpted and hand-painted in exquisite detail.
Plus, they're super cute. Look at Chandra all angry. They're the perfect size to keep on a bookshelf, on your desk at work, or you can take it with you as an upkeep reminder. It's a perfect way to add a little bit of magic flair anywhere you go.
Yeah, each Lilith Walker's mystery box comes with 1 figurine, but also 1 bonus lenticular card. Check it out. Has a cool 3D effect.
You can also just buy a pack of 5 and be guaranteed to get 1 of each character.
Plus, if you get lucky, any box has a chance to contain a rare gold walker.
Sweet. Okay, I gotta go pick one up.
Wait, Jimmy, we were gonna play.
Go to gathererstavern.com/command zone to get 5% off your purchase when you pick up your own Lilith Walker. If you want to show off your love of magic, Gatherer's Tavern has the coolest and highest quality display pieces out there. So pick one up today and get 5% off any Magic the Gathering items on the site when you go to gathererstavern.com/command zone.
And I'm gonna attack.
All right, I'm back. And I'm ready this time. Today I'll be playing Vihan Goldwaker.
Wow.
Jimmy, you got a gold one.
Dang. That's Karn, though.
I know it's Card.
All right, fight fans, can you smell what Kamal Pitfighter is cooking? Damn right you can't, because I KO'd Bio with Mando. The whole body deodorant that lasts all day, so that I can spend more time fighting in pits and less time fighting my pits. Mando doesn't just mask odor with an even stronger smell, it grabs odor-causing bacteria in a chokehold. It's the perfect tag team partner for any activity, like a long day at your local game store where you don't want to contribute to the hurtful negative stereotype of smelly Magic players. Anyway, Mando is clinically proven to block odor for 72 hours, so I can knock my opponents out with my tap ability instead of my stench. As long as they're down to 3 life, that is. Mando!
Mando Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body washing deodorant wipes, and free shipping. Luckily, we have a discount code to get you hooked on our favorite smelling whole body deodorant on the market. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use code COMMAND at shopmando.com, SHOPMANDO.com. Again, that's code COMMAND at shopmando.com.
I think it might need more card draw.
Who are you talking to? Or is that just something you say?
Oh, no, I'm on a call with Jimmy. We're building a Chatterfang deck.
Ooh, I just added Toski. That should help, right?
Whoa, the card just showed up.
Yeah, with Architect, you can collaborate in real time from anywhere in the world.
Changes show up immediately. You don't even have to reload the page.
So it's perfect for brewing with a friend.
This is cool, but isn't Jimmy just upstairs?
Yeah, but I'm downstairs right now.
I ain't coming downstairs. Architect is the best place to browse, brew, and playtest Commander decks. Just go to architect.com/command-zone to get started.
That's ARCHIDEKT.com/command-zone.
On your end step.
No!
Well, let's turn that into a yes, Andrew.
Oh, really?
I have a bounce spell that can get rid of your Ledger Shredder or your Commander or that sword. But how about we spend a turn where you swing at everyone else and I'll use that bounce spell on something on their boards.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that deal. That costs me nothing. I think that sounds incredible.
That's a great deal, right?
I love that.
I love it. All right, cool. Just don't hit me.
Don't team up against me and Josh. We're miles behind at this point.
So the 2 players that are way ahead in the game are now on the same team, at least for a small amount of time. It's bad. I don't know what else to say.
All right, I'm not doing anything.
All right.
Okay, I will untap.
I have a really good plan for my next turn, but it requires me to survive until then. Now I have immunity from Andrew, so I'm feeling great about my position.
I will play Stoneforge Mystic.
Ooh, very good.
One of my faves. I will search my library and find Sword of Feast and Famine.
Oh,
Yeah.
2 Sword of Feast and Famine. Yuck.
That's now we're spicing it up.
I got Sword of Feast and Famine because it's going to give me a little protection from Rachel, and it'll let me untap my lands after combat and hold up some protection to keep my juicy targets from getting blasted. I will play Ethereum Sculptor. Artifact spells cost 1 less to cast.
Yep.
And that will trigger Ledger Shredder, so I will draw. I will toss an Isolated Chapel, so no +1/+1. I will then tap 1, and I will play Barbed Spike, reduced because of Ethereum Sculptor. Ooh. I will create a 1/1 Thopter. Barbed Spike will get attached to it. Pure Steel Paladin will trigger, and I will draw. Quite an Indian over there.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. That's my way of saying I'm jealous.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I'll tap 1, 2, and play my Sword of Feast and Famine.
Yep.
Nice. Here's still Paladin.
I will draw.
So my expectation, given that Rachel hasn't shown much potential in this game, I have a few scary pieces out, is that he's probably going to smack me in the face for a lot here.
I will then attach all my new guys to my Ledger Shredder.
Well, I have to respond to the Sword of Feast and Famine equip.
Okay.
I gotta respond before he equips here because protection from green and black affects me a lot. So if I'm gonna use this piece of removal to protect myself, I've gotta spend it right now. I am going to attempt to Abrupt Decay your Ledger Shredder.
Oh.
That will succeed.
Oh, woo.
Ledger Shredder
Okay.
will get blasted. It's a bummer to see Ledger Shredder go. He did a lot of work.
Yes, Andrew can re-equip all of his stuff to another creature, but he doesn't have anything as big, and maybe it won't even be coming my way. After all, I'm not the person who removed his thing.
So I will instead equip everything to my commander.
Oh my lord.
It is a 9/8.
Yeah, 9/8 commander, lifelink, it's fine.
And it's gonna get a little bigger here in a second. So I will swing at Rachel.
That's fair. I answered the Shredder.
On the attack, my commander will make a second Sword of Feast and Famine and a second Barbed Spike. The barbed spike will actually unequip and connect to the Thopter that it makes. When those enter, there will also be 2 Paladin triggers, and I will draw 2.
Okay, so how big is it?
It is now at 1110.
Well, that's a lot. I'll take 11 and go to 27. Importantly, that is commander damage.
Okay, I will gain 11, going up to 35.
Yikes.
There are 2 Feast and Famine and 1 Fire and Ice trigger. I'll kill our rat friend.
Poor rats.
All right, rat down.
And I will draw from Fire and Ice. Now the Sword of Feast and Famine triggers.
Are you going to do anything tricky in between?
No, there will be nothing tricky in between.
So they'll just end up all on top.
They will end up all untapped.
Well, that may not matter, but I still discard 2 cards. So I will discard 2 of the 3 lands in my hand.
How many cards do you have left, Rachel?
1. I'm in deep trouble. At this point, there is not much I can do. I need this top card of my library to be a board wipe, or I'm not getting back in this game. I am just too far behind.
I'll tap 3, and I will play Welcoming Vampire.
Cool.
Because what you need is more cards.
More cards.
Blockers, notably, too.
And before my end step, I will move a Sword of Feast and Famine to my Vampire, and 1 to my Paladin.
Pretty good.
I will pass the turn. Going into Rachel's turn, things are looking good for me.
Even though Andrew's biggest threat gets removed, he's firmly in the lead in this game now.
I know eventually that removal from Jimmy is coming, but I've drawn so many cards this game that I'm not that worried about it. And I'll discard Forensic Gadgeteer.
Ooh, interesting.
And pass the turn.
The fact that he's holding 3 mana open and then discarded a 3 mana card to hand size means that he's packing some interaction as well. So I've got to keep that in mind.
I will untap, and I will draw for turn.
It's a land?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Josh, that card's been foretold for a long time. Does it do anything?
Now, as you know, one of the most common foretell cards played in the format is a Wrath. No, it's not the board wipe one. Unfortunately, that's not what mine is. If it did anything, I would have did it.
Okay, so I don't have much to do, but I am gonna cast Disa the Restless.
When the frost bites, fight back hard.
Disa made it into the game.
She's coming, and hopefully she's gonna make some ghosts before she dies. You know, they say when in doubt, jund 'em out. So I'm junding 'em out, I guess. I just gotta swing here. Hope I can draw some cards, maybe make some goifs, and hope I don't get hit again. I'm gonna go to combat. Jimmy, I'm gonna send Tarmogoyf your way. Josh, I'm gonna send Gix your way. Josh, I would love it if you don't block this Gix, but I understand I can offer you not much.
Are there any 1 mana removals in your deck that you might draw?
Yeah?
It is in my interest for you to
Yeah.
maybe hit something. I will not block.
I declare no blocks, and before damage, I will cast Ugin's Binding. It's an instant and returns a non-land permanent I don't control to its owner's hand. I will target your Tarmogoyf to bounce it.
You don't have a deal for next turn, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm very
You
sure.
could have just jumped.
There's more text on this card.
All right, I will bounce this turn.
Okay.
What is that more text?
The more text.
So ominous.
Oh crap, I didn't think of that.
I'll tell you guys when I guess it matters.
I don't like how Jimmy's trying to be so coy right now. I'm a little worried about what else is on that card.
Wait, no, I'm curious.
Well, why not? I mean, okay, Matt, here, you can read it.
Okay.
So Jimmy's acting like this is just a bounce spell, but there's a whole nother line of text here that says the next time he casts a big Eldrazi spell, which he's been doing a lot of, that he just cyclonic riffs.
Jimmy's gonna be able to keep everything he has on his board, and this isn't a spell, this is an ability.
It's pretty much uncounterable.
What is this card? Okay.
So that is my answer.
Oh, that's
Well,
bad.
that's pretty scary.
Okay. I was hoping for a board wipe to equalize this game, but unfortunately, it feels like it's just gonna make him win rather than like even any scales. I don't like it.
Gig's still coming, Josh.
Right, I said it didn't block, so I'll take 3 and go to 30.
I appreciate it. I don't know what it's gonna do against that, but I will pay a life and draw a card for Gix. And Disa creates a Tarmogoyf token because I connected with the player.
Yeah.
Josh, because you took 3 damage, you are also gonna mill 3 to Mindcrank.
Yep. 1 expedition map, plains and no, path to exile.
We needed you. All right, that's the best I got. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Okay, let's go ahead and untap. All right, it's back to me, and I'm obviously gonna bounce everybody's boards, but let's see just how big we can make this turn. It's time for Jimmy Wong to take control of this game. I will kick things off by tapping 1 and playing a Soul Ring.
Okay.
I will then pay 1 colorless mana and cast the Glaring Flesh Raker. Ugh. When I cast that, I will pay the 2 additional colorless mana to Ulalek. So there will be 2 Glaring Flesh Rakers.
Uh-oh.
My commander is finally getting into action here, and it couldn't be with a better creature. When they enter the battlefield, the first one will see the second one, so everyone's gonna take 1 damage.
All right, that'll trigger my Mindcrank, so you both mill 1 card.
Yep. Because he has 2 Flesh Rakers, now every time he casts a colorless creature, he pings us for 2, makes 2 spawn tokens, and then those also ping us for another 2, and then those can also be sacked for mana to cast even more creatures.
Worst case scenario, he's able to just keep making a ton of spawns and chip away at my life.
All right, I'm going to tap 3 mana, and then I'm going to cast Spawn Bed Protector.
This creature alone provides a lot of value, does a lot of stuff. It's kind of a grave digger, makes some spawns. But the biggest thing is, its casting cost. It's gonna trigger Ugin's Binding.
On that cast, Ugin's Binding is going to resolve from my graveyard. So all non-land permanents I don't control are returned to their owner's hands.
Oh boy.
Okay, so Rachel, me, and Andrew have nothing, and Jimmy's board is packed.
This is not good. I was really loving my board state, and even though I've got some gas in my hand, it's gonna take me a little while to build it back out.
Okay, so just so everyone knows, there are 2 Glaring Flesh Raker triggers, and then I am gonna pay the 2 mana to my commander, which will copy Spawn Bed Protector, as well as the Glaring Flesh Raker triggers.
So at this point, Jimmy just cast a one-sided board wipe and has an engine to make a ton of tokens with 2 impact tremor effects on board.
Now we're talking big time damage. All right, is anyone responding to any of this?
Nope.
I have a response.
Yep.
At this point, I'm so worried about what Jimmy's board's looking like. I'm just trying to keep it from filling out anymore. So I feel like I got a counter here. I will tap 1 blue, and I will play Strict Serenade, and I will target Spawn Bed Protector.
Nice.
Okay, that will get countered, and I'll make a 2/2 bird.
Cool.
Andrew countering this spell here is actually huge because when Ulalek's ability resolves, there's no Eldrazi there to copy.
But the Glaring Flesh Rakers are much more important to my game plan because that's what's really gonna be doing the damage here. I am still gonna copy the triggered abilities from my Glaring Flesh Rakers.
Yikes.
I'll create 4 spawn tokens. Both the Flesh Rakers will see that, so everyone's gonna take 8 damage.
All right, I go to 21.
I will go to 26.
And I will go to 17.
Having 2 of those Flesh Raker out is really allowing Jimmy to compound the damage here.
If he can keep this engine up and keep making spawns to cast more Eldrazi's, there's no way we survive this turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go to combat. Josh, you're gonna get the Deep Fathom Skulker. Andrew, you're gonna get the Barrage Tyrant. And Rachel, you're gonna get my commander.
Well, I'm clearly not blocking.
Yeah.
I go to 17.
You go to 21.
15.
And that's gonna trigger the Deep Fathom Skulker, so I'll draw 3 cards.
Oh my god.
So pretty much our only hope of surviving is that Jimmy doesn't have enough creatures to play, but that doesn't seem very likely because he's still got a full grip of cards.
This feels pretty hopeless at this point.
And then I'll cast a Matter Reshaper. That's gonna trigger my commander. I'm going to crack 2 Eldrazi Spawn to pay the extra 2 mana. So I will once again create 4 Eldrazi Spawn tokens and another Matter Reshaper token. So that's gonna be 6 colorless creatures entering the battlefield.
Ooh.
It means everyone's gonna take 12 damage.
If Jimmy casts 1 more Eldrazi, then that's it. That'll be game.
And then
It feels like we're dead.
I will
There's no way we're not dead.
pass turn to you, Josh.
Oh, this is interesting.
Okay. We're alive?
Can you cast another thing? and
I
copy it?
can't. I only have colored spells.
Oh.
If it wasn't for Andrew countering my 7 mana spell, I would have won the game this turn. But I'm pretty sure I'm still in a very commanding position. I do have Barrage Tyrant Flings.
Uh-oh.
That is not good. So yes, we lived through Jimmy's last turn, but it's kind of worse than it looks because he still has that Barrage Tyrant on the battlefield.
So now Jimmy can just fling in Eldrazi and our life total could completely disappear.
I cannot kill you if I sacrifice multiple things because I can only do a 4 and there's 3 as the max.
Oh, can't
Yeah, so
sack
you are
itself.
not
Can't sack
dead
itself.
on board.
I'm not dead on board.
A board wipe's the only thing I can think of that will get any of us back in this, but the problem is if Rachel or I draw that, Jimmy at instant speed can knock us out of the game before it resolves. Only Andrew is at a high enough life total to be able to withstand that, so we're kind of really down to just like, does Andrew have it? None of this is gonna matter, but here we go. I'm going to tap 4. I'm going to play Genku from my hands. Then I guess I'll tap 4 and I'll play Mondrak.
Ooh.
Glory Dominus.
There you go.
Andrew, take it away.
All right, this is our 1 out against Jimmy. If Andrew doesn't have anything here, it is game over.
Well, he gave you a little window.
This is really bad, but I think I have something that could get the board back to a more manageable state. Okay, I will tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Whoa,
Okay.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
I'll
whoa.
play Sunfall.
You have it?
Exile wipe too.
Exile all creatures and incubate X.
Whoa. Andrew has the miracle board wipe. What?
Ah, shucks.
Bravo.
All right, well, in response, Andrew's life total is just high enough that I can't kill him with this Barrage Tyrant and get that Sunfall off the stack.
And that leaves the question, will he take out Rachel or will he take out me before everything gets exiled?
I'm going to sacrifice this Matter Reshaper copy, and I'm gonna throw that 3 damage at your face, Rachel.
Yep, I am the easiest to kill here. So normally I think it is Jimmy's instinct to just kill Josh, but I was gonna have another turn before Jimmy's. So it's safest for him to just take me out of the game right here. KO, sorry Disa.
Sorry, Disa. When that Matter Reshaper dies, I reveal the top card of my library. I can put it on the battlefield if it is a permanent with mana value 3 or less. It's not, I'll put that 3 down into my hand. I will use 2 more of the colorless mana and add 1 red from Tarnished Citadel. I'm gonna sacrifice the other Matter Reshaper to Barrage Tyrant, and I'm gonna send that 3 damage to your face, Andrew.
I will take 3 and go down to 6.
That second Matter Reshaper will trigger. It is a unclaimed territory, and now I'll put that on the battlefield, choosing Eldrazi. And then I have no other responses.
Good Sunfall.
That's 9 creatures that get exiled with the Sunfall.
So I will incubate 9.
9/9, and you can attack next turn.
So we're down to 3 players. I've got this token on the board that puts me, I think, in the best position.
However, Jimmy's still got a grip full of cards. He has his mana cost reducers.
We're not quite over the hill yet. Okay, I will discard 7 cards, going down to 7.
7 cards.
That means you had a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so I've clearly underestimated that Andrew has been sculpting his hand all game. I will untap. He just discarded 7 cards, which means that he's probably got some action against me. Gosh dang, that 9/9 is like actually
Yes.
Yeah.
a problem. So in order to close this game out right now, a couple of things need to happen. I can only keep 1 of these cards in my hand. Can't risk going lower than that. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this first. I will tap for 3 mana, and I'm gonna cast a Jessica's Will.
Yeah.
I don't have my commander, so I'm just gonna choose the Ritual and add 7 red mana.
Okay, we call that netting 4 mana.
Yeah. 7 red mana means I'll use 4 of it to play Sneak Attack.
Oh boy. So this card, the thing that's really bad about it is it gives creatures haste, which means we could die this turn. But if Jimmy had more creatures, I think he would have played them last turn.
So in order to fully use this, I think I'm gonna have to dig a little bit deeper. And then I'll use the other 3 of it to cast a Wheel of Fortune.
Ruh-roh.
Well, geez.
This is about the scariest card that Jimmy could play because the only hope we had was that he didn't have any creatures, and now he's about to draw 7. And what are the chances he doesn't get a few creatures?
So everyone discard and draw 7.
Yep.
Pretty good.
I'm not too excited about this wheel. I sculpted a pretty good hand. I had some interaction and removal in my hand that I wanted to play. We'll see what I get, but this is less than ideal.
We're probably gonna die.
I'm looking at my hand and I only drew a couple of creatures, so I'm deep in the tank now trying to figure out what exactly am I gonna do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I sneak attack both of them out, then technically I'd have enough damage to win right now. The problem with that plan is if Andrew has any interaction at all, that win probably turns into a loss. I think this will have to do. I think I'd rather play it safe here because I can hold up some interaction, just take out 1 player, and put myself in such a good position that there's almost no way that the other player can take me out. Okay, I will cast a Twins of Discord. And then I will tap 1 and a red and cast the Eldrazi Linebreaker.
Well, geez.
My Twins of Discord allows me to attack through blockers, and Andrew's incubator token can't do anything about that.
And the Eldrazi Linebreaker will give haste to the other card.
So now I need to decide, who am I gonna kill? All right, I will go to combat. Eldrazi Linebreaker will give the Twins of Discord haste and +X+O, so it's now a 10-6.
Okay.
Of the 2 players at the table, Andrew's the only one that has open mana. So if I'm gonna choose to take one of them out, I think the obvious choice here has gotta be Josh. Also, it's Josh Lee Kwai. You never give the guy more turns. And then Josh, I will attack you. I will declare that even mana value creatures can't block.
So I can't even?
You can't even.
I got nothing even if they were even, so I will even die. Unfortunately, I get killed by a giant Eldrazi with 1,000,000 tentacles.
All right, Phyrexians versus Eldrazi. This is the showdown of a lifetime. All right.
Pass turn.
Right now, I'm really nervous. I know that with Twins of Discord, if he has another turn to swing out, he'll basically be able to hit me no problem. On your end step, I will pay 2 and transform my incubator.
Yep.
My only ray of hope here is that I've got this token on the board, and Jimmy's pretty low.
He's got a 9/9, and he's only got a 3/3 blocker.
I see a path forward to win, but who knows what Jimmy has in his hand. First thing I do is I will play Assimilation Aegis.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I will target Eldrazi Linebreaker.
Okay, yeah, this is gonna get exiled.
Not bad.
Okay, well, this is a really good first step for Andrew. There's no blockers on Jimmy's board. He has a lethal attacker. Well, that might matter.
Yeah, maybe.
Jimmy doesn't seem that worried, though.
Jimmy has some sort of interaction.
Does he have removal, or is he going to sneak something out? It's a real game of
question.
Chess here.
There's a lot to consider. So I gotta be very cautious here and try not to play anything until the exact right moment. All right, I'll play Esper Sentinel.
Sure.
So we were watching all the gears in Andrew's mind turn, and then he plays this Esper Sentinel. What? How could that possibly be the answer? You have so many cards in your hand. Kill him.
Then I will pay 2 to equip Assimilation Aegis to my Phyrexian. It will become a copy of Eldrazi Linebreaker. So it is now a 12/12.
With trample.
With trample. I'll go to combat. I'll have it target itself. And it's 13 with trample coming at you.
Okay, I didn't expect Andrew to steal my creature and be able to use it in this powerful way, but come on down. I still have a plan, it's in my hand, and it's very hard to interact with. Okay, before damage, I'm going to channel Odawara, Soaring City. So I will bounce that creature back to your hand.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it is a removal spell, but it's a very specific one.
These land abilities are really tough because they're not spells, so they don't get answered by normal counter spells.
No wonder Jimmy felt so confident. This is probably just game.
I mean, this is really bad, but remember that Esper Sentinel from earlier? In response,
No. What do you mean in response?
I will sacrifice Esper Sentinel
Okay.
to pay for Flare of Fortitude.
What is this?
Till end of turn, my life total can't change, and permanents I control gain hexproof and indestructible.
No! You gotta be kidding me!
There are not many things that stop an Odawara.
Wow.
Hexproof. The only thing that could possibly protect my creature from Odawara.
It's a channeled ability! You don't interact with that kind of stuff. You just say, oh no, channel, that's so broken, and then you win the game. But no, I'm gonna die now!
This worked out perfectly.
Ah!
12 coming, Jimmy.
Well, let me show you what's in my hand. It's a thought vessel, a land, and not a creature, so I can't do anything about that. I die. Good game. Wow. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me! And then I died to an improbable series of plays that could only happen to me, Jimmy Wong. Good job, Andrew.
Thank you, sir.
Well played.
Oh my gosh, good game. Wow, so that was right down to the wire. Oh.
Then I swing in with an Eldrazi of my own, and I win the game.
all in all, another great episode of Game Nights.
It was great to have Andrew on the show. I'm a big fan from Saturday Night Live, of course.
Predictably, he's very funny and brought a really sweet, really powerful deck.
Everyone was so nice and fun to play with. This was really a dream come true.
Modern Horizons is obviously one of those sets that just has so many powerful cards in it.
There's all kinds of cool stuff going on. Like, we got a Tarmogoyf commander.
What Jimmy was doing with the Eldrazi stuff was blowing my mind.
It's a little bit of a bummer that we didn't get to see a huge showing out of Josh and Rachel's decks, but I think on board what happened was pretty nuts.
Everybody seemed to have the perfect answer for the other card, and then they have the answer, they have the answer.
There was a lot of really intricate choices, which really affected the outcome of the game.
It's a roller coaster of emotions where you never really know who's gonna wind up on top of the hill.
That's the magic of Magic right there.
I love Magic.
Wow. I thought, yeah, if somebody asked me the odds, I think you were like 90% to win there at the end. Like, I was sure you were winning.
I thought it was 100% to win. Turns out that was 99%, and Andrew had the 1% that I wheeled him into.
Honestly, I couldn't think of very many cards you could have in that situation that would turn it around in that way. And this is one of the new cards from Modern Horizons 3.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. What a turnaround. I mean, sorry. But it was a cool play.
Yeah. You normally, when you're like Odoar Boseiju, you think you're untouchable.
Exactly.
And then it's like hexproof. It's like, no, there was a way all along. But it was an incredibly well-played game. And I think I was so nervous because I was like, I had a line to maybe take him out earlier, but you know what? I haven't won Game Nights in a long time. I'm just gonna wait because I don't know. And turns out I didn't know at all.
Quite a game. Thanks everybody for sticking in there with us. If these Modern Horizons 3 cards look cool to you, I know they definitely look cool to us.
Yeah.
Just go on over to cardkingdom.com/command. It is the best place to go to get your Magic cards, products, anything at all. They have all the stuff from MH3, also all of the stuff from Thunder Junction and Karlov Manor and everything.
Bloomburrow to come.
Fallout and everything. Yeah, Bloomburrow on the way. Assassin's Creed right around the corner.
Nice.
Card Kingdom we love because they have this huge inventory, so they have all the cards you're looking for in the different version that you're looking for, in the condition you're looking for. And when you add everything to the cart and you have all that new deck like ready to go, you click checkout, and all those cards, they come in one package conveniently to your doorstep. All you got to do is sleeve it up, maybe add some basic lands, and you are good to go. And you just can't beat that convenience. So for that reason, cardkingdom.com/command is our recommendations for where you should go to get all your Magic cards.
And as far as protecting those Magic cards, making them look good, keeping them in the collection, in a binder, what have you, ultrapro.com/command, especially if you're looking at those new face commanders from Modern Horizons 3. That art is going to be on the playmat, on the deck box, on some sleeves, so you can really make your colorless deck or whatever it is shine next time you go play Magic the Gathering. So ultrapro.com/command has the official license for all of that Magic art, as well as so much more stuff on their website. I promise you, when you go there and you look, you're going to be surprised by some of the stuff you find there, and especially because sometimes they have incredibly great discounts on older product when you're trying to sort of move inventory. I'm signing up for their newsletter. I highly suggest people do that as well. They just sometimes have flash sales for great deals, and if you're not looking for a great deal, you're also looking for the newest product, so that always comes out with the new sets only at ultrapro.com/command.
And another reason we love Ultra Pro is because they give us a bunch of stuff to give away to you
bet.
all. Yeah, we always sign the playmats. Everybody in the game, for every Game Nights episode, signs the playmats, and then we give those away to some lucky winners out there. So if you want to get your hands on those playmats, we throw in some other swag and goodies, some other stuff from Ultra Pro. Jimmy, how do they enter?
Yeah, and by the way, four comedians signed each of those playmats.
That's right.
Four
professional comedians.
Exactly. So you can enter the giveaway 3 different ways. The first, on Twitter, all you have to do is post a link to this episode of Game Nights and use the hashtag Game Nights. That's Nights with a K. And that's all you have to do. And then if you're on Facebook, go to our Facebook page, find the post that shares this episode of Game Nights, and then just tag a friend in the comments that you think might be interested in seeing it. Maybe an SNL fan as well. Who knows? The window has opened.
That's right.
And then finally on Instagram, all you have to do is make any post with the hashtag Game Nights. Doesn't even have to be related to the show. It can just be about your love of Magic. And most importantly, you have 1 week from the release date of this video to enter. By the end of that week, we're going to be choosing the winners randomly across all 3 platforms and then announcing those on social media.
Yeah, you can't win or you can't enter to win anymore once the winners have been chosen.
True that.
But if you enter on all 3 platforms, that is 3 times the chance to win.
Yeah, it's pretty good odds, I would say.
Yeah. And before we go, just want to give one more shout out. If you are interested in any new career opportunities, the Command Zone is hiring.
Yes.
If you have ever dreamed about making Magic content or joining our team, getting into the gaming and entertainment business, this is your chance. There is a link in the show notes to that job posting, and you just read all those details and hope to see your application in there.
Very exciting stuff. All right, I'm going to go be sad now at that loss, and I don't know. I'm probably going to a corner and cry.
That's one of those ones that you like go to bed at night and you're thinking about, well, I could have done X or Y.
Could have done it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. For
Next
me,
time.
I didn't end up thinking that because I didn't have a chance in that game. So I
True,
just
that
sleep
was a rough
sound,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, sleep nice and sound while I cry myself to sleep.
Well, on that note, peace out, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
I love swords, and swords love me.